Go Big Go is a national program that is slowly developing across many states, aiming to provide children with disabilities greater access to mobility through modified electric ride-on cars. Due to the program being fairly new, there is limited research on this exact program and its benefits. Therefore, further research was conducted on modified ride-on cars as an alternative to analyze the benefits of powered mobility for families and children. These devices have proven to improve children's motor, social, and mobility development. However, there is a gap in literature on the impact of families through these devices, especially in Northwest Arkansas. Exploring the impact of families is essential for the program due to their role in implementing daily usage and the success of interventions. Understanding the impacts on family will provide greater insight with the well-being, stress levels, and meaningful occupations they engage in daily. Motor development is a crucial component of a child's growth, especially for children with disabilities who often experience delays or never achieve the skills to move independently throughout their environment, engage in play, or have independent social interactions with peers. Go Baby Go is a program that provides personalized modified ride-on cars for young children with disabilities, offering a more affordable alternative to enhance their motor skills. Families' perceptions, social inclusion, and involvement play a vital role in shaping children's experience with modified ride-on cars as a form of powered mobility. Many parents initially expressed hesitation, often viewing the device as a last resort due to concerns related to developmental delays or the stigma surrounding the technology. However, once interventions were implemented, parents' perceptions shifted positively due to the significant improvements in their children's independence, social participation, and decreased stress levels. While existing research highlights the benefits of the MROC as a form of powered mobility device for children, further research is needed to understand how these devices have impacted families, particularly in Northwest Arkansas. Parents' perceptions of MROCs for their children with a disability or disabilities varied across the literature. These devices aim for more equality and greater autonomy for their children and families. However, some parents express hesitation about participating in these devices due to stigma or worry about being further development delayed. Perceptions were shifted through experiences with the MROC, including increased independence, personal control, and social opportunities. Through these devices, the families have become more hopeful and empowered for their children as they've witnessed the positive impacts on their children's long-term development. Newfound possibilities for their children's meaningful activities were also maintained in their everyday life. Not only did the children benefit from these devices, but their parents' mental and physical well-being also improved. Family stress was reduced and improved the overall quality of life. Even though the devices were successful, environmental barriers remained for their families to handle. The devices' weight, transportation challenges, and storage requirements made them inaccessible in public places. This experimental exposure reshaped how families viewed their children's capabilities with a larger perception of their surroundings, mobility, and participation. Families demonstrated significant inclusion and engagement in the implementation of MROCs, often participating through direct experiences, shared participation, and collaboration with professionals. Families received structured education and hands-on training before starting the implementation. This preparation allowed them to effectively understand how to use the device based on their child's specific disability, navigate various environmental contexts, and set meaningful goals for what they hope to accomplish through using the device. Interventions were primarily implemented in the family's home setting, which allowed more freedom when selecting locations to engage with the devices. The parents' freedom of choice reduced barriers and promoted natural participation within the devices. As the intervention continued, parents actively engaged in communication with the researchers or therapists, demonstrating the study's family-centered care and participation with the intervention. Effective communication, either weekly or bi-weekly, allowed parents to feel supported and comfortable expressing their perspectives on the devices. Not only did the ongoing support impact the family's engagement with the devices, but it also made them feel responsible for the significant improvements in their children's development. As children showed developmental improvements through the use of these devices, parents began to view them as both challenging and impactful, yet motivating and fun. Families were able to explore their environment more freely than ever before, engaging in activities such as the park and other places within the community, which increased shared experiences. The integration of MROC empowered parents through family-centered mobility interventions that support both child development and meaningful family participation. Families' perceptions were the primary data collection method for evaluating the results of the MROC as a form of powered mobility. Families are typically closest to their children and know them best, both physically and mentally, which offers accurate insight about their personalized experiences. Therefore, researchers or therapists relied on their understanding, drawing on their experiences, perceptions, and insights which were perceived as beneficial and helpful. A variety of methods were used to assess the insights on these devices, including semi-structured interviews with open-ended questions and narrative responses, as well as questionnaires and surveys using standardized instruments such as COPM, Quest 8, and GAS. These mixed method approaches ensured authentic data collection through each family experience, using both quantitative and qualitative data. In addition, families were asked to keep up with activity logs, which required a lot of dedication and commitment to keep track of descriptive demographic information, time of usage, and active participation within the devices. Activity logs can lead to missing data. However, they were the most effective method for asking families to do this due to the consistency around the devices and children, which provided real-world insight for sufficient results. The emphasis on family data collection outcomes through perceptions, goal setting, and personalized feedback directly supports the aim of this review. The modified ride-on cars offered in the Go Baby Go program provides an opportunity for children with disabilities to develop essential motor skills, gaining independence, and for their families to experience decreased stress levels as improved outlook on quality of life and increased social participation in their everyday environments. While MRROC was an alternative focus due to limited research on Go Baby Go, their implementation in Northwest Arkansas is helping improve access for children with disabilities in the region. Although some families had initial hesitation at the beginning of the intervention, their perspective gradually transformed to enthusiasm and relief once they saw the positive outcomes for both themselves and their children. Future research is needed to explore the long-term impacts on families in Northwest Arkansas.